All right, gentlemen, thank you for joining me in these very rugby-less times that we are living. I hope all of you guys are staying safe. For those that don't know, this is a recorded Zoom call that we shall be able to use in post-production to create more rugby content, just to be able to bring a lot more for you guys. My name is Kihumuro Reuben, and today with me is Okot Emmanuel. I'd like to call him a rugby enthusiast. Banga is, in short terms, a wiseka. He's been affiliated with the UCU rugby. He's been affiliated with Heathens, with Warriors somehow. Basically, he seems like a plastic to me, in my opinion. And Mr. Nyombi Sylvester Egumire, PR, Impist Rugby. Maybe he can tell us more about other titles that he has. I miss some.
Yeah, man. What's up? How are you guys? I've turned my camera on. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's just get started. But first on the agenda, I wanted us to talk about this whole lockdown period and the COVID-19 situation. So how are you guys coping with it? How are you guys surviving? How are you guys actually managing this time? Because it's been tricky. We thought it was 14 days, 32 days, 21 extra days. So what's going on with you guys?
It's been crazy.
Hey, Okot, you can hear from you first, I think. You seem to have more experiences.
It's been crazy. We are indoors. It's unusual. Yeah. Today would be a green day, as I'll call it. It would be one of those days that heathens would be celebrating. As I don't know, Mr. Nyombi, whether Impis would be celebrating as well, or you'd be morning Reuben. I don't know what you will say about Warriors, but anyway, personally, I'm staying safe. I am sticking to the guidelines we've been given. We lose them, call your friends and talk about rugby, talk about life. Yeah, that is it from my side.
Mr. Nyombi, how are you coping with these times?
My friend, I'm staying home. That is the number one guideline, staying home. I don't even go anywhere. I thank God for YouTube. I can watch me some vids and some highlights. So I know we still have YouTube.
Yeah, okay, that's good. We're actually supposed to have a whole foreign perspective.
Zoom is telling us your bandwidth is very low. You may decide to switch position, maybe from fly off to center for better network.
Maybe you can go and full back a bit.
Move to full back and try to get better network.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, yeah. Now we're on it.
Yeah, I was still saying that we're supposed to be actually getting a perspective from what I would call a foreigner, Mr. Josh Ntari, from what's happening, especially with the COVID in the US, but I think he's still busy. So regardless, we have to move. But now that you guys have actually shared your experiences with this whole situation personally, what do you think about its impact on the game? What do you think sports management should learn from such situations? What do you think the players themselves need to learn? What do you think fans, what do you think this teaches us going forward about the coronavirus in general for the game of rugby?
First, I think we are doing a commendable job for everyone to stay in their respective places and to follow the guidelines to keep safe, because we know this is a moment we're in. We may snap out of it, and we will most definitely snap out of it, and we would want to be good on our feet. I'm also glad that there is hope. There is hope that this can open out again and we can play. But at least I want to be glad that the players are doing their best to keep fit The media is giving us the coverage. So somehow the game is thriving, even in what would have been a tough time. Just that you most definitely miss a Saturday, at any of the grounds. It's always a good time. So apart from that aspect, which we all look forward to, I think we're doing fine. Yeah, I think we're doing fine.
Okot, what do you have to say about this situation?
Personally,
It's going to teach us.
I want to disagree with Mr. Nyombi because he's talking of us doing a commendable job and all. We were never prepared, yeah? And I'm very certain the union has never thought of such times happen. But it has come, it is here. What is the union doing? Yeah? Everybody is hinting, maybe in 2 weeks, maybe in 3 weeks, it will all resume. But that is wrong. As a union, we should have prepared for uncertain times as well. Yeah. But for staying safe, with all the people I've interacted with, everybody is staying home, staying fit, keeping up to the guidelines. So for that, I will commend everybody. But then for not preparing for such uncertain times, because today COVID-19 is going to go, tomorrow something else is going to show up. What are we going to do? We are going to forget what we've gone through during this COVID times, or we are going to pick a leaf from this and learn something for the future. Yeah,
I think
a take home.
I think the lockdown has made Okot very bitter. Why is the man scored in the union? Look here. I mean,
yes.
When you ask me about COVID, surely I will think each and every one of us involved in rugby or anything was not prepared the same way. No matter how union would look forward to uncertainties, there is no one in the world, there is no sports facility in the world that managed to beat COVID. So we can't judge the union that harshly, really.
It's not about beating. It's not about beating COVID. Yeah, it is about how what systems we've put in place, what structures are there. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and I think right now to judge those structures at this moment would be quite unfair. I think
really
the union, like any of us, is doing a good job. They've tried. You see, you guys, let's not also give the union, let's not expect too much. They do not communicate regularly and all, but in this period, they even went a step further and showed that we have this kind of picture in case something like this happens. You get only that the president gave another directive and they're yet to respond, but give them credit. I think they've done well. So has every individual. That's my take.
Which actually brings me to the next thing I wanted us to actually talk about. The fact that the URU put out a statement prior to the end of actually the first part of the lockdown, saying that the games would ideally be starting by 2nd May, which came out with so much criticism via social media, with so many people saying, first of all, even if that was the case and the president allowed people to go about their business normally, is it enough time for the players to recoup and get back into playing ways? Is it even ample time to give space for social gatherings to come back? Do you think it was right? And then ideally, the president himself came again and he was like, you know what, the extra 21 days, which made them a bit look like a joke, I should say. So what you guys have to say about that?
Personally, I think that was very hasty and rushing. Yeah, you can't rush it. It is a worldwide thing. That is why I'm saying the union had not prepared. You can't rush it. Yeah, we need time to recover and get out of all this mess. That is my take.
I think I'm in total agreement with everyone who says sports should take even longer than 21 days. That's a fact. That's a good thing. But
it should actually take 2 more months.
I for one would want a season called off. I would want us to nullify the season But
No.
that is all work in progress, I think.
This
I
is
would want us to nullify this.
because for some reason there's a way you guys are reading through my script. I actually wanted to ask, so because ideally, as the year goes, there are so many plans that are made, and one of the plans, all plans actually based on time, and the league has a timeline. So do we reach the point where we say that, do we scrap the league and say, you know what, this one, let's count it like it never happened, or do we hand the trophy to the Hima Cement Heathens, who are unbeaten with 13 weeks of game time? However, don't you think that's a bit unfair for teams like Cobs, who are just a bit behind them with one loss?
No, Reuben, actually, I think teams like Cobs may be hurt, but there are teams like Chambogo.
I know.
You get?
Yeah.
For me, what is at stake in case we decide that we conclude the league right now? It would mean Heathens takes the trophy. It means Rhinos get locusted. It means Chambogo comes to the Premiership rather. But
No.
that would mean that there is Cobs that's going to complain.
Mm.
There's going to be Rhinos complaining.
Chambogo wouldn't come, by the way.
And Chambogo would also complain. No, I'm just imagining. I just put Chambogo as a placement.
So what do you guys think?
And I also don't know.
In your perspectives, like which side should we ideally take? Should we say that, you know what, this league has been scrapped, let's just leave it as is, no one has won, 2020 was a forgotten year, or do we actually hand the trophy to Heathens for the factor that they are top of the table at the moment? Or maybe we could say, let's push Uganda Cup and things like that, and maybe even if the league is played in August, well and good. So what stand do you think would make more sense, in your opinion?
No, my take is simple. My take is simple. One, we cannot scrap up the league. Whether it's going to take a year for us in lockdown, let the league proceed from there. Yeah, I am a Heathen. Yeah, we don't want this to come easy. We don't want anybody to say, hey, we took it easy, the league didn't end. No, we want to play and take each game as it comes. Yeah, Mr. Nyombi, scrapping off the league is not going to benefit anybody at the end of the day. Yeah, we've seen scenarios where Impis is complaining about the money that Nile Stout has put out there because they've not met certain obligations. So ideally, every team is not supposed to receive that money if the league ends.
I don't know if today is a good day for that discussion, but
because I don't think Stout will still be dished out.
I don't know if that's the discussion
we talk about the money, because I feel it's so money with 13 weeks into the league. Why don't we have any money?
Anyway, Okot, please carry on with your submission.
Because with over 1 million people listening,
so
I'm just saying.
My argument is simple. Let the league proceed when that time comes. Yeah, let's not scrap off the league. I mean, these weekends of hard-earned action are worth it. We can't just water it down and hand Heathens a trophy just like that. No one wants to award. You never know. Tables may turn. Impis might come on top. Impis might shock us.
Okay. I think you got it. All I'm saying, no one should be giving Heathens any trophy because the season comes in 95. So Heathens takes no trophy. We end the league now. No trophy, no second place, and we just recall this as
no.
Right. The only option would be to bring. Okay.
Mr. Nyombi, we cannot water down the energies players have put in and nullify the league. Yeah, you know how hard your boys have been working. Reuben, you know how hard you guys have been working. As Heathens, we've also been working hard. So really, this cannot be watered down because of a small glitch. Sorry to say it's small, but this glitch should not cost us everything we've worked for, yeah? That is my submission.
I think when you look at it in an administrative angle, and you put aside the fact that people put their bodies on the line for this game, at the end, you're going to look at the safety and welfare of these players first and everyone involved in the game. And after that, you're going to consider how they are going to get affected if the league is resumed early. If you give it a grace period of 2 months, 2 months is still a very small time. And I think we know, above everything, welfare and health is priority. So I feel 2 months is a short time. I feel 6 months could be ideal. And if we had to give it 6 months, that's already switching up the calendar.
So ideally, you're saying we should. That is switching the calendar completely. But I mean, like the Olympics have been switched to next.
The Olympics is a tournament like World Cup. That's not a league. That's not a league. Okay, I think we can agree. The Olympics is a tournament.
In Uganda, this is our World Cup. Yeah. Yeah. In Uganda, this is our World Cup.
This is not our World Cup because this is a league that happens every other year. That is not the same thing. The World Cup is a periodic tournament. You get. So it comes and goes like the Olympics, like whatever else.
What I'm trying to put across.
But we are going to have a league again next year. So really.
I'm trying to. Mr. Nyombi, think about it. If we resumed after 6 months, could we lose anything?
We can't resume after 6 months. That is not ideal.
We cannot.
Calendar. Because there's so many other things to consider. Sevens, Uganda Cup.
That is what I'm saying. We have those other tournaments to play. We have a league we can play. An agreement.
But you know, our calendar has already been affected.
And you see, we have to think forward. In my opinion, if the league were to be forfeited and all 10 teams remained intact, we do not award the trophy out of fairness that humanity has won this one. We do not relegate a team either out of fairness that they could have done better. The only difference is
I was waiting for the relegation part.
Next season, a different competition, at least for 1 year, just to say we were altered last time, but now we are doing something different. How? Bring up 2 teams. Make it at least for 1 season. Okay. Make it a Super 12 competition. You can even do it conference style. Then play a tournament that people will never forget to make up for the one that's been messed up. That's what I think.
I think to a certain extent,
Nyombi, I am hoping I'll work with you someday in the union.
Especially in the part that the league could be scrapped because, and let's just forget 2020, because if you look at it, Cobs is just 5 points behind Heathens, regardless of whatever Heathens has been doing this season. Also, it's unfair for the people at the bottom with the likes of Rhinos and Rams trying to fight, and Impies had actually gained some momentum. So we don't, and it's one where you cannot judge. And then you find teams like Chambogo, they have also put in their sweat, but to some extent, whichever side you lean towards, you're going to be unfair to someone. That's why I think that it would just ideally have to be scrapped, and then we plan for what's coming in the future. And the 12-team thing would be ideal, but do we even have the resources? Which brings us back to the same thing we were talking about. I mean, we are waiting past half
ideally
to even give players.
We assume this season never happened.
So now, if you have new teams coming into the league, you know how demanding this league is. You have to travel abroad. I mean, up country. Sorry. So for these new teams that are adjusting, sincerely, without any sponsorship money that's coming in, do you think it makes sense to increase the number of teams? Yet the union is clearly showing us that even the 10 teams are a challenge.
Kindly repeat that for me.
Do you think it is appropriate?
Kindly repeat that for me.
Do you think it's appropriate for the 12 teams, for the union to have a league or a tournament of 12 teams when they have, I think even the 10 teams are still giving them quite the hassle to manage?
No, I think if we really look at growing the sport, yeah, we should take in that idea. I support what Mr. Nyombi has said, and we should take in that idea. 12 teams, I think, would be more competitive. You know, when we look at the Super 10 today, the top 3 teams are dominating all through, yeah, all through the season. Everybody is washing down the opponent with a bonus point win. Maybe we needed more competition, and we see who has depth. Can national team pick players from the other? Because I mean, we have talent out there, Reuben, and we can never cite it. Why? Because we are limited to the few 10 teams that are here. Next season, let's say Stallions comes up. Basically, those are the players national team is going to look at. But do you know you can have the next Philip Wokorach coming from Bulu Elephants? Yeah, Stallions is coming up. Let's appreciate that.
Stallions can't come. Stallions is a feeder side. He must cement Heathens. Can't. That's one of my other issues, by the way, with us.
We are having 3 teams next season.
Like, it doesn't make sense for us to have a reserve league and a second division in one. A reserve league is for reserve. Like, you can even have your senior players go to recoup from there, like in case they're from injury. But we have the fact that our second division is our reserve league, with some teams unable to be promoted. Box can't be promoted. Stallions can't be promoted. And then they are playing with teams like Chambogo, UC, which want things of promotion, which also shows a bit of disorganization.
But anyway, talking of the reserve.
Don't say anyway. This is a fact.
Talking of the reserve. Yes. Talking of the reserve league. Yeah. Mr. Nyombi, bear me witness. I feel we have not put in any effort into the championship. How many people watch 12, 30 games? Yeah. However interesting these games are, nobody watches them. Why? Why isn't there mileage in marketing these games? Yeah. Who is there to represent? It is like we are only focusing on the Super 10. Yeah. And yet there is rugby being played down there.
Personally, I think this is a topic that we can spend an hour on, because...
By the way, I'm bitter. I'm very bitter about some of
I told you.
And quarantine has been
when this call begins.
Gentlemen, in the interest of time, let us just move on to the next thing. I want to just ask you, in your opinion, looking at how fans and how players are coping with this period, who do you think has caught your eye in really managing this period? For players, maybe looking at their fitness or how they are handling things besides rugby and all. For fans, what do you think they are doing to keep themselves involved in rugby? Who do you think has really stood out for you?
I think the news sites, they've managed to keep us afloat, sharing stuff here and there. Yeah, rugby content, stay safe content. I think they've done a good job. You managed to watch some games that you didn't watch a while ago, or games you enjoyed watching. You get to relive them. So I think that's really cool. I also give credit to the players involving themselves in these many, many challenges, keeping us entertained, yeah, keeping the rugby community in the watch. I saw that video by the group called the Tyrants. Really stuff. I also think I've been really impressed by players doing personal fitness and sharing drills. I think that's a very good move.
Yeah, we commend them.
Everyone should be able to do that. And not really. I think that's it. Those three categories.
Mr. Nyombi, you're not going to thank me.
What have you done?
He has been writing letters to the rugby people. That is what he's saying. Thank you, Mr. Okot.
I think my standouts would ideally be on Zoom. There is a day.
Talking of standing out, I want to thank.
Mr. Okot, first mention yours. I'll mention mine last. No problem.
One, every team has put in effort to see that their players stay fit. they have talked to players to stay safe. Secondly, I want to thank the news, like Mr. Nyombi has said. Kratos every day reminds us that there is COVID. New Vision reminds us that there is COVID. And everybody has put in their shift. Everybody, I think, is a role in this thing, yeah? So I am really grateful with what is happening. I thank everybody. Reuben, I thank you also. There's a way this quarantine has kept you at home, but that's a story for another day.
It's okay, sir. Thank you for appreciating. But anyway, what I wanted to say is I think my standouts for this period in regards to players is one group that's on Zoom, led by the legendary Timothy Mudola, the Mudola Sports, where they actually have an intense one. It's free for anyone to join, anyone that wants to really keep in shape, anyone that wants to make sure that they are ready as soon as they tell us, you know what, this was all done. They're really doing well. And then another person I'd like to recognize in regards to fans is Cloud. He's a very, very Coach fan, but he's a man that has said it out that he's determined to, one, cut weight, and then two, add fitness in everything that he does, which is actually something that I think is a message that we should send out to a lot of people in regards to watching their health, watching things like obesity and whatnot, which I think is very commendable, and his drive generally is an inspiration to me. Yeah, but moving away from that, you guys, maybe the last two things I want us to discuss very quickly. First and foremost, we used to say that rugby is not played on social media, but I think that we can admit right now that rugby is actually being played on social media. There's nothing else you can do.
Tell them say.
So, who do you think? Who do you think amongst the top 10 clubs is actually?
I think Uganda Rugby needs to write a formal letter and with a very big gift, send it to Makere Impis Rugby Club and thank these guys for showing you the light. But anyway, I think I interrupted you, Reuben, but Okot, the man had just
Yeah, I was still saying
rugby be played on social media.
I was still saying
rugby can be played. Today, I think I kicked off Heathen's game at 4:30 on Twitter. I kicked off a Heathen's game at 4:30 on Twitter today. You can play rugby on social media. Anyway, the banter is good.
Yeah, but also we've always had like two
everybody to put in a shift. When the Nyombis had just started, when the Nyombis had just started, people criticized. Yeah, people didn't understand what banter was. But let me tell you, players go on that pitch because they want to prove. I remember that summer incident. Yeah, everybody wanted to see how is this game going. We knew, obviously, as Heathens, we knew we are going to win the game and all. But the banter Impis brought into that, it lifted us even better to play that game to the best. Yeah. So Nyombi, I commend you and your team for that one. I commend you. I think we as Heathens have also followed suit. I don't know why Warriors is still lagging behind. Data is expensive or what?
I am not in charge of Warriors' social media, so I am not in position to answer that. But however, one thing I really have to commend as well is the Impis team and what they are doing. Because there's a point when actually arrogance as a hashtag trended above all and everything else, above NTV, above what, and it was crazy. Yeah, but looking at everything and how it's going, actually what I wanted to ask is, they say social media isn't part of what rugby is, but you know, in this day and age, the digital age, that so many teams need to have a social presence to keep involved, to keep their fans engaged and indulged, and to also to attract new people into the game. Who do you think in this lockdown period, which team actually, I should say, if we were to make a table, who do you think is on top of their game, number one, and who do you think is at the bottom of their game?
Mr. Nyombi, I think can start.
Why are you putting me? I think Pirates. Pirates doing well. Their boys are very visible. The boys on the national team, the boys working out, the messages to the fans. I think they're doing good. yeah, I give credit to the Pirates.
Okay.
Personally, I'll give my credit to Heathens. Yeah, we can feel their presence. We can really feel their presence on social media. Impis has gone down. I expected this period to be their best time, but on social media, Rugby Impis has gone down. I don't know if Ginger Hippos and Mongers are still in the league though. I don't see them anywhere on social media. Buffaloes is very quiet. Yeah. Cobs, Rhinos are not really pulling up the show. So,
By the way, the Blue
but
Army
for now, I
Yeah.
think
surprising. The Blue Army.
Yeah. You see, look here. Let's
mm,
not expect too much. Yeah, right now. Though I agree that players, rather teams, should be flexing their digital muscle right now. It's a time to reinvent yourself. It's a time to show that even
true.
off the pitch, as a club, you deserve to know us. We still provide this
Sponsors
content.
want mileage.
Yeah,
This is
so
when your social
that's for
media
sure.
and
But
marketing and their money.
but sorry.
This is when your club's social media managers and marketing teams earn their money.
Exactly. That's true. So I think clubs should do that,
Nyombi
but
is a
also
social media manager, I think.
we shouldn't judge clubs too harshly. That's all I'm saying. As in, this whole thing started this year, and we can't expect them to be at the top of the game. That's why in
Nyombi,
my
I didn't think
review,
quarantine would soften you.
I commended Pirates. I did not knock anyone on the head for not doing well enough.
Nyombi, are
I know we shall.
you just trying to be politically correct?
No, that is a fact.
Nyombi has been threatened, I think.
That is a fact. I mean, have you ever seen Ram's Twitter? Have
I
you
saw them
I
today.
saw it
Buffalo's
once,
at
like
work?
3 months ago.
Have you seen
I saw
Buffalo's at
Ram's
work?
Twitter today.
Have you seen Monga's artwork? It's like it's painted by Sadolin. But what I'm saying is, anyway, I hope Sadolin takes that in good taste. All I'm saying is teams just started adapting this season. And yes, kudos to the ones that have done well. The ones that haven't just really need to pull up their socks.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I
We will
think,
get there.
do you have anything to add, Mr. Okot, before we try and conclude this?
No, I don't really have much more to say.
So,
Um,
in conclusion, one last question,
in
which I want
conclusion,
to just add to like respond to
in conclusion,
without too many words. I want us to conclude like this.
yeah,
In the week that led to
I-
actually, in the week when the lockdown actually got into effect, the game on the weekend was supposed to be Cobs Pirates at Kings Park. Which team do you think actually was favored or was bailed out by the lockdown? And which team do you think I should say, their momentum was really stalled by this lockdown and everything?
I was looking forward to that game very, very much because for the first time in a long time, in about 2-3 years, Pirates looked like they were getting back to the form. They looked like they were preparing to pose a threat. Hope that had been good. But you see, the worst time to play Pirates is when they're in full flight. So I was very, very worried for that outcome for Cobs. I was almost assuming that Cobs is the one that survived. Nonetheless, I really wish we had seen that one at least, because I know Pirates are going to play their hearts out for this. It would have been a good one. I think Cobs survived.
Mr. Okot?
Personally, all my money was going to be staked for the Pirates. I will side with Mr. Nyombi for once because Pirates was in full flight. That is very true. And they were ready for what was ahead of them. Cobs was going down. This time round, it was going down. Pirates was going to do what they did the season of the treble. That is my submission.
As a Heathens fan.
As a Heathens fan, I will add that.
Conveniently as a Heathens fan, we should say.
True.
But what you guys are actually forgetting is Cobbs' record at Kings Park, one, and if you've been in sports for long, you know how these things can affect players and managers psychologically. And then two, the momentum. Heathens, I mean, Cobbs had actually come off 5 consecutive games with bonus points and about like 50-point margin scores. So you guys, and not forgetting that they are chasing Heathens. So I don't think it's easy to write off the Cobbs that easy in such a game.
No. Personally, I was writing them off. If we look at, okay, Mr. Nyombi, you can.
What I know is that every time Pirates has won against either Cobbs or Heathens, it has been a very unexpected score. It hasn't been close. It wasn't one to give gap for a losing bonus point. When they beat Cobbs, they beat them. They beat Heathens, they beat them. And this time round, they really looked like they're going to be. No. Yes, Cobbs were also in a form of their lives. But with Pirates, it's never, once it's a Cobbs Pirates or Heathens Pirates, there's nothing like it's a close call. The winner wins, especially if it's Pirates, and they win, and there's nothing to say about it. If Cobbs survive.
Mr. Okot?
Yeah. Pirates, let's agree Pirates was ready for this game. They had brought in a full